Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Hey, we on. Well, people, I guess we must be doing something either good or doing something bad, because they done, so they done censored us. We've been censored. These two dirty old men being censored here. But hopefully the rest of you guys will be able to listen to our show. Oh, man. Man, I don't know. Anyway, Ted, here we are. What you got?
Well, several things. And I'm going to start with have you ever seen the show Wire?
Who?
Wire.
I don't think so.
I think that show came out in the 90s or the 2000s. I've never seen it. I've only seen parts of it. But it was about a city in Baltimore or around.
Wire. W-I-R-E. Oh, yeah, I heard of it. Yeah. Wire. Okay, yeah.
And it was a little town or city, I don't know. They were like infested with drug dealing.
Right.
Cocaine, all that stuff.
Right. One of the stars of the show died, didn't he?
That's what I'm getting ready to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
I guess his name was Amar. Was his name? And his name is Michael Williams.
Right.
Great actor, man. Dude is a good actor, man. He's natural.
Mm-hmm.
And played in a few series. I saw one that was like a cowboy thing and all that. But the reason why I'm bringing him up is because he did a number of documentaries on this show called Vice. You ever seen Vice before?
No, but when I saw him come on, because right after he had passed away, a lot of his shows and everything were played and stuff back, and some of his interviews with a lot of some of these major folks and stuff that never got out while he was alive, they started playing it, and it was very, very interesting what he had to say and how he got into acting. But I never even know that he was even playing in Vice until he got on to that show. I think he was on.
Vice is not a show. It's a documentary show that shows what's going on as far as undercover stuff.
I thought it was a show, but go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
Vice is a whole TV program. It's called Vice. It comes on cable. And every once in a while I look at it and see what they're talking about. but he did a number of shows going behind the scenes of some of these people that launder money, some people that do drugs seriously, like in certain areas in Chicago or New York. He does all this, and they let him follow them, and they of course cover their faces and everything. And he talks about the corporate scheme of things and how money is being moved illegally. And these people just let them know, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm making money. Like if they steal credit cards and things like that, they say they don't no longer have to go rob people. They can do it electronically. So, and he was basically opening a lot of eyes. A lot of people know a lot of this stuff is going on, but he actually went and he had so much credibility that they allow him to look at them behind the scenes. So it opened up a lot of eyes to a lot of people. You know how he died?
I thought he died of cancer or something, didn't he?
Overdose.
Oh, okay.
Because at one time he was a heavy drug user and he stopped. So I don't know what happened. They claim that he started getting back into drugs. I don't think so. I think what it was, his mission. If you ever go back and you look at Vice, if you uh, look at it and you see some of the shows that he's done on Vice, you'll see how he was really opening up what was going on under the table, under the rock. You know, how people was doing so many vicious things. He even showed, um, you know, kidnappings and all that kind of stuff. How they got people, you know, to prostitute and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that he was deliberately bumped off, bro. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he just deliberately, he was only 54 years old. So anyway, I wanted to mention that Michael Williams that was his mission to expose all of this stuff. And he talked and he was able to get into these people and they didn't care because they were very bold. You know, you had I think he's spoken to some African people or all kinds of Latino people, African American people, all kinds of people that was doing all of these different little ways of making money. And they were serious, man. They had their guns out and everything, and he wasn't intimidated by none of them. So, but I
Well,
wanted to bring that up because the reason why I brought it up because um, there's so much stuff that's going on behind the scenes that people are doing everything they can just for the bag. Last night was just for the bag. You know what happened last night?
I'm listening.
Mike Tyson.
Man, don't think nothing about Mike, man.
Just for the bag.
Man, my about 3 hours ago while I was sitting on the couch getting ready for our show, my wife came in there with a 10-second, 20-second video or something from one of those 10-second show, TikTok or something and everything. And Mike was getting ready, I guess, to go out and for that fight last night. And he kissed some guy on the cheek and said, "Hey man, wish me luck." And he walked away from the camera and everything. He They saw his naked behind.
That was his son.
He was butt naked.
That was his son.
That was his son?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying that's my wife just showed that to me. I wasn't looking at the thing. It was only like about 10 seconds. She showed it to me and said, look, 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 look. And I just looked at it and I didn't even notice that he was butt naked. And said, you didn't see that? I said, it was only 10 seconds. She said, well, what's going on? She said, well, look at it again. I looked at it and everything. I said, look now. And it popped off. And she said, you didn't see that? I said, see what? He just kissed this guy on the cheek. She said, wait till the end of the thing. And she got to almost to the end, that 10 seconds up, she clicked and stopped it. He said, don't you see his bad butt? That Negro butt naked. But man, Mike broke. He tried to do everything he can, man, to put a few
Bro,
dollars.
are you crazy?
Put a few dollars in his pocket.
Mike ain't broke, bro. What are you talking about?
Yes, he is. They say he broke. Everybody said he broke.
Who said that, bro? When did they say that?
Oh man, what show would I was
Do you
listening
know?
to?
Do you know what kind of money Mike is making in the reefer business?
I didn't know he was in the reefer in the
Oh
dope
man, he making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
in the dope business. He's selling dope, or he just got one of those houses.
You know, it's legal in certain places.
But that's what I'm saying. He got one of those houses. He got one of them houses. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know he had one of them houses. Everybody I talked to say he was broke, so he ain't got no money.
No, he ain't broke, bro. He got tons of money. But last night he got 20 million plus. All the money hasn't even rolled in yet. And the guy that he fought made over 40 million plus. It was a 9-round fiasco.
You saw it?
Yes, I saw it last night.
Oh, okay.
And now, if you go back now, see on certain YouTubes and then also on cable, they showed him training, and they've been showing him off and on training for the last 6 months. And he looked like old Mike of old, bro. I'm serious. The way he was hitting that bag and way he was hitting and training, he was running wind sprints, jumping rope, lifting weights, all that stuff. He gets in there last night, and he didn't even try to hit the man.
He didn't hit him. Wait a minute.
He throws some punches, but they weren't Mike Tyson's punches, bro.
What were they?
It was little lightweight taps. It wasn't Mike Tyson. Now, it's two things, and I'm not going to accuse him of anything of throwing the fight. The only what I'm going to say is this: you're 58 years old. The fight doesn't start until 12 o'clock or after at night. Before he fought, there were 4 fights. And by 12 o'clock, now, when you that old, you tired, bro. You ready to go to bed, go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out there, and the first round, he looked a little peppy and like he was trying to go in on the guy. Looked like he could have went in on him anytime he wanted to. And he didn't do it. Then the rest of the fight, all he did was jab around.
Mm.
And the guy, you know, you can tell he wasn't no boxer. He ain't no damn boxer. He left himself wide open every time. Mike could have went in there and knocked him out just like that. And Mike didn't even try, didn't even swing at him. You know how Mike do. He's swinging. he get you in the stomach, then and you bend over, and then boom, here come that right left, right across the face. Boom, you knocked out. None of that happened. But in his training, he was doing that every time. So he got the bag. He got the bag. I ain't falling for that because this guy is a draw, man. He got something like 200 million followers on all these media channels, and people follow him. So that's the reason why he's famous. So he can ask people to fight him, famous people, celebrities, and all that. But that dude ain't no fighter, bro. I mean, I could have went in there and fought him better than that.
So why was he doing this if he didn't need the money?
What do you mean need?
You said that he's not broke. He doesn't need the money. So why is he fighting them, whoever it
Ed,
was, for $20 million, and he
I'm gonna
owes
ask you a
all?
question.
Go ahead.
$20 million.
He can. He.
Ed, $20 million. That's why. That was guaranteed. That's not even counting all the money else they're gonna get from it. $20 million. It's the bag, bro. This is what right now everything is about is the bag. Forget about our dignity or his dignity or his legacy. He done made his legacy. They can count it up as he's an old man. Oh, Mike is too old. He's too old now. He can't do nothing. So he didn't really lose because we know who Mike Tyson really is or was. So he just made the bag, bro. Why you think Muhammad Ali was fighting when he shouldn't have been fighting? For the bag. For the bag. That's why these ball players and what have you, they doing it for the bag because they know once it's over, bro. You ain't making no more money unless you smart like a Magic Johnson and you out there hustling.
Or you got a hell of a shoe deal like Jordan.
Yeah,
You
Jordan make $100 million a year doing nothing.
make more than that. Yeah, he make more than $100 million. I know.
I said 100 million.
That's what I said. He makes more than that.
Well,
He
I'm just
make,
throwing out a number.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know it's probably
He,
more than
he
that,
makes
but I'm
he
just
makes a
saying
lot
100
more than
million.
he makes a lot more than $100 million. That's chump change for him nowadays. Mike just bought a $60 million house, didn't
Yep,
he? Okay. He just got a jet, brand new jet, paid
yep,
$70 million for it.
yep. How much did that yacht cost him?
Hmm?
How much did that yacht cost him? I don't know how much that yacht cost him.
I don't even know. I didn't even I haven't seen that yacht yet. I saw the jet though. I haven't seen the yacht.
I saw the yacht.
Hmm.
I saw the yacht. But
Yeah.
this is what
Uh
it's all about, bro. It's all about the bag now. Everybody's trying to make that bag, and that's the name of the game because you know who else is making the bag? Those influencers, those people that's got 100 million, 200 million followers. They making the bag, doing nothing,
if
and
you
you
for
had these people fighting their whole life for 30 years, and if they're lucky, they made $5 million or 200. Some of them only made $1 million. Or you had these ball players, old ball players, barely made $1 million their whole career, and they shaking their head. You got players that played 25 years ago shaking their head. Didn't take advantage of branding their name. Look at look
hey,
at look at some of these football players, man, they broke, and basketball players, they didn't brand their name, bro.
Well, Ted, you have to realize that a lot of them got into the league, and once they got in there, they had either the manager or the attorney or the management firm and everything. They just took these kids and stuff in, and they that money, man, hit their eyes and stuff and everything. That's all they thought about: money, 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 and they dumping millions of dollars at them, and they forget that hey, it's gonna this ain't gonna last. This ain't gonna last. So I better do something about socking away some money or doing something and everything. So, but there have been a few of them and stuff who found
No, it's a lot. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them that's doing some stuff.
right.
But
They took their money and invested right. I'm looking at Deion Sanders' son, the one who was the defensive back. I forget that young man's name. He had to when his dad moved up to Colorado and everything. He had to for him to be able to play football for his last year or two and stuff with his eligibility. He had to finish graduating at Jackson State, and he graduated and stuff on graduated on time, but he did online, and he got some of that NIL money that had came in along with his family and stuff when Dion went out. And he took that money, man, and he done parlayed it, man. He's got some real good investments and stuff out there. He's worth more than even the his brother and stuff, who's a quarterback. He's quiet about it. He doesn't talk a whole lot about it and everything what he's doing, but from what I'm hearing, he made some daggone good investments. His daddy taught him well. Plus, he's a very smart young man. I watched them and stuff on YouTube and stuff. His older brother and stuff has a YouTube channel, and he's making some money off of that. I think he's looking at almost a 500,000 subscribers and stuff on his channel and everything. So he's pulling in a nice little buck and stuff now, doing videos and stuff about his dad and stuff and everything. He follow him around, following the team around and all that. So Dion is taking his sons and stuff, and they're listening to him, and they watched his dad and stuff accumulate that money and get and keep on doing these deals and all that, and investing in their money and stuff and everything. So they're following in his footsteps.
well, you know, he was Deion Sanders was the prime. You know, as he called himself, prime.
Prime
He
time,
prime time. And the thing about him is he's always branded himself.
right?
So
He
he
started
knew
out
about branding.
in college when he was down in Florida State.
Yeah.
He did it right down there. He did a lot about investing his money and stuff even then. And he made some very very smart moves and stuff and everything by playing those two sports and everything that he played in baseball and football. And man, when his move from San Francisco to Dallas and everything, man, they still paying him, I think, for that move that he made. He did it, and then he went down there and played for the Falcons and made a bunch of money with them, you know, and residual money that he still got flowing in. And then for him to get out there and he did some of these reality shows and stuff and make some money and stuff for him. He was very knowledgeable and stuff about making money, and I believe those kids and stuff saw what he was doing and they trying to follow in his footsteps. Now his daughter, I don't know about her and stuff and everything, both his daughters, but I do know those boys and stuff and everything. They really are following into their dad.
He
So,
got one daughter
so
that's doing pretty good. The other one, I think, is
yeah,
pregnant. But
yeah.
I'm gonna switch gears here, bro. Boeing. I'm gonna talk about Boeing is because while I was riding around today. I usually listen to a little music, but I changed, and I also listen to conservative radio, so-called what they call conservative radio, and they was talking about DEI, diversity.
Equity and inclusion.
Now, and they started talking about Boeing.
Why
And
them?
they was going off hiring all of these minorities and this and that and what's going on, and that's why they got all these problems, and all these other corporations is trying to do the same thing. And now that Trump is in office, they now trying to get rid of all these DEI officers and stop all this nonsense of, and just get rid of all of it and just let them hire naturally. Well, Boeing demographics show a diverse workforce with 171,000 employees. But here is their DEI age distribution. They have a mix of experienced young professionals with a significant portion of employees in their 40s and 50s. Gender distribution. The company has male dominating workforce, but actively promotes diversity and inclusion with females. Ethnicity. Boeing workforce comprises people from various ethnic backgrounds, including African American, Asian, Hispanic, and Native Americans. So, I tried to find out exactly how many African Americans out of that 171,000 employees that they employ all over the world, how many is working for Boeing? Couldn't get an answer, bro. I got an answer. They said in 1942, during the World War, there were 1,600 people working for them that were African American. 1,600. So that tells me 1,700 right now work for them. I could not get an answer of exactly what is the total physical amount of African American people that are working, because they hire disability people, people up in age, females, Asians, all of that. This is what DEI is. It's about, because if you look at that workforce, I can guarantee you over 80% of those people are white males. And if you go into some of these major corporations, it's the same thing. So you have these people, and this is what, I don't know why they allow or let these people come at them like this, because number one, 40%, and I can say even higher when you're talking about disability and you're talking about ageism. So you're talking about at least 50% of the people that they coming against are DEI hires, looking to hire people who have been excluded in their corporations. Now, what happens is, see, in football, at least this way it was years ago, I know, when somebody came in and they were a good offensive player or a good lineman, and these 300-pounders, they would train the younger guys because they know that eventually they're going to take their place. Well, in the corporate world, they don't do that, bro. You might get trained, but you ain't going to get trained properly. You're not going to know the ins and outs, because they're going to sabotage a lot of these people. Because the first thing they're going to say, He gonna take my job. Well, that's why you train. That's why you training him, because eventually, yeah, he will take your job, or he will be taking your place, or at least he's gonna be working side by side with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now the population is 60-40. So all I'm saying is that these people need to wake up. And I understand that, you know, competition. They scared of competition here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, bro. They scared of competition. You know, they've been lackadaisical about their jobs, and their jobs, you know, is mainstay. A lot of them end up working there for 30 years, 40 years, and they got a nice pay raise every time they strike. They get those pay raises and all that. And here come some Asian guy or black guy or Latino guy or whatever, some woman, and they try to keep them out. They're trying to keep them out. And this is the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
How, you know, they keep saying, well, you know, you need to train some of these people to work in the factory and to learn how to do these different things. Well, how can they when you got people that's not willing to train these people the right way? They've been doing this stuff for 30 years. Only thing I have is a little education to
Mm-hmm.
know, you know, I might know a little bit more than you technology wise, but you know all the ins and outs, all the
Mm-hmm.
shortcuts, and all the ways to do it to make sure that it's correct. And so, therefore, what they do is they don't train them properly, and then the product is inferior.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you forgot that? Didn't you? Didn't I tell you about that? I told you about that. No, you didn't. See, this is the problem, and the sad part about it, they don't realize that everything that a person, you know, I used to have to train people to do my job,
Mm-hmm.
and I taught them everything I knew.
Well, that's why they paid you to train people about everything you know, right?
But what I'm trying to tell
And you.
you is see, you know, because see, I can, you know, I'm just saying, talking about me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for everybody else. What I'm saying is that when you train people, you want to train them to be just as good as you, if not better.
Correct.
And that's the fair thing to do, because once, you know, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. So those people have their experience in life, and they scuffling. They trying to become a professional. So you train them what they're supposed to do, and how they're supposed to do it, and how they're supposed to act, and all of those types of situations. And and what they do is they have people mirror you. Everything you do, they just follow you around.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't give that person all the information, then they can make a big mistake. Now, when you're dealing with life and death, we're talking about airplanes, automobiles, on and so forth. So this is the problem that's going on in America. This is the reason why a lot of companies are going to Mexico. They're in China because the product, it used to be when it was made from America, it was excellent work. It's no longer the case no more, bro. It's no longer the case because the people over in other countries are doing better work than us. That's the reason. And besides that, the labor is cheaper because you don't have all the unions and the regulations.
Mm-hmm.
OSHA, you know, OSHA is the one that saves people's lives. Over in certain countries, they don't have that. And so, therefore, some people even get killed or hurt badly.
Man, you just keep talking, man, because as you were saying these things, I got some ideas and issues that popped up
Bring
into
it
my
on.
head.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it
Now,
on, Ed.
I I've been watching YouTube and stuff a lot and everything because our channel is out there on YouTube. So I'm trying to find uh, programs or different entities and stuff out there that we can at least follow behind or use and stuff and as example and stuff to make our program better. Well, in my travels and stuff out there, I've been looking at YouTube videos and stuff that come from these foreign countries. And I found out when you start talking about, as soon as you said something about ocean, man, I started laughing because I, I, I s- I saw these videos and stuff in India, and another one comes from Pakistan, and what these folks and stuff specialize in is making uh, trucks and buses and stuff, and I sit there and I watch them and stuff for an hour or something build a bus or build a huge truck and everything that they want to put out there. And these people and stuff start out from scratch. It's not like us here in the United States and stuff where you get the metal and you run it through this machine and everything, and it folds it down and molds it and melts it up, and then they take it and each part that comes in, they buy parts from overseas that they got stacked up somewhere, and each person and stuff in that line and stuff as that truck or automobile go through the line, they have a specific job where they just put things on. Somebody putting the bolts on, somebody put the wheels on, somebody put the seats inside there, somebody putting in the carpet and stuff inside there, somebody puts in the radios and all the gadgetry, and somebody takes the dashboard and everything and pulls it off the rack and everything and sets it down in the dashboard. Then somebody else, they they're bolting it down. Well, and they got safety equipment on. They got steel toe shoes on. They got helmets and everything on. Well, these people over there, Ted, they don't have none of that stuff. I mean, no safety equipment at all. They running around with these big, heavy beams and stuff, man, putting these cars and trucks together, and they got their open toe shoes, shoes on, flip flops, and everything. And they out there, man, building and they welding stuff together. They don't have they got a measuring tape and stuff when they trying to get something to be aerodynamic and lined up right. They got a tape measure and stuff on it. They put it all together, man. And the same people do the whole thing, man. They only got about 20 people, and all of them, when they finish, they all got a part in putting that truck together. But they do it, but they don't have any safety equipment. They got people welding, man, with no shield on and everything and all. They out there burning their eyes and stuff trying to weld. it, it, but it is interesting to see what they're doing and stuff in that country and stuff compared to what we are doing here in the United States, where safety and all this other stuff and everything is paramount within these organizations. You have to have this safety equipment on. If you out there and you're responsible for welding, you got to have a a welding shield on. Or if you welding, there is no gasoline and stuff around you, man. These people got gasoline cans and stuff. They welding and doing everything, and the gasoline can of gasoline sitting right there by. it, it's it's unbelievable. But they have people and stuff there. I looked at this channel in Vietnam and stuff where they got these ladies and stuff and everything, and they are repairing cars. They get old raggedy cars and stuff, and they fix them up and everything, and repair them and everything. And man, they know what the heck they're doing. I watched this woman and stuff take a whole motor apart and put it back together again. It is unbelievable that they can do that, but they don't have what we have and stuff here. But they make do with what they got. So uh, when you said something about safety and all that, I have to bring that up and everything what I've been seeing. Next, uh, I said yesterday that I was gonna every time we have to do a show, we were gonna talk about the newspapers and black newspapers around the country. And I did get a chance to go and do a little bit of research on the Jackson Advocate in Jackson, Mississippi, one of the oldest newspapers in Mississippi. They've been in existence for 82 years. And for the last 40 years and stuff, they have been owned by a family called Teasdale. Man, it wasn't interesting, but I guess it is that the same thing when you talked about your newspaper and stuff there in Tampa and what they're doing, and that there's not a lot being said and everything, and they write a few articles or whatever. But the same thing is going on with the newspaper over there in Jackson. They just have a few articles and stuff, and they're speaking about some people and stuff in the community there is doing something. They had about 4 or 5 articles and stuff talking about uh, some one of their people and stuff that I guess that they know who's in the community and stuff who is uh, that one article talks about somebody who been in service and stuff to the state and everything and in the city of Jackson and stuff for 47 years, and they give a little history about where they were, what they did, where their family and stuff went to and everything. Very nice little articles and stuff, but they're like personal things and stuff that were about people and stuff who lived there in Jackson. And they talked about Red Cross and they having a drive and stuff for blood drive and everything. So basic stuff and everything that really doesn't challenge or give the community and stuff and everything something to really stick their be able to just say that, hey, we need to start doing something and everything, or we need to look at some of the problems and stuff that are going on here in the city of Jackson. We need to be involved in stuff and everything in a school board. There's nothing in there about the school system. There's nothing in there about the uh, and and I know that this thing is kind of old, but I would think that they would have something in there about what's going on with the water situation and stuff there in Jackson. That there would be something in there about things that people want to hear about and everything, other than just
For example, housing.
yeah, what's going on with the housing, where the money is at. There was nothing in there about that. There was nothing in there about uh, things that are going on in the city council or the mayor. What's going on with the mayor? How are they dealing and stuff with this water? How is this thing progressing? Nothing in there about the school board. Nothing political at all, hardly. Nothing. I didn't see anything in there. But maybe that was just a quick view and stuff that I made. Maybe there's other stuff that's underneath that is going on. But looking and reading about the in the about us page and everything, it mostly spoke about things that happened 60 years ago when Mr. Teasdale decided to buy the newspaper and what he did and how he built that thing up. And they got a couple of pictures of him sitting down there writing or whatever. So I I wasn't very impressed about what they had there. It's we need to get a little bit more deeper and stuff, and because if our people and stuff here aren't educated in what's going on around them and what's affecting them, even in their state, even in their local government and stuff, what's going on and stuff there that we should be interested in. If they're just getting pity patty little articles and stuff and everything, they're not informing the people and stuff who who they are supposed
Who were the
to.
advertisers?
Right. Huh?
Who were the advertisers?
I didn't see any advertising because I haven't saw the paper. I just went online, and their online publication is just generic stuff. I tried to find out who the advertisers were, but there was nothing in the online thing about the ads or anything. No ads online at all. None of the papers they had
So
ads.
you probably have to get a physical.
Right. You had to get a physical newspaper to get the ads. But I would think that if you got a physical paper with ads in it, that they would put those ads and stuff on their online
Yeah, it should have been a
thing
second
too.
buy. They could have
Right,
gave 50% off
right,
or whatever.
right. Because a lot of people are not buying the physical thing; they're going online and stuff to look at their articles and their publications. So you would think that they would have them on there too, but it wasn't. I mean, plain generic stuff and everything. I wasn't very impressed by it, but I don't know. Tomorrow I'm gonna look at another newspaper and stuff someplace else around the country and just see what's going on.
Well, you said it 2 minutes ago. When you're not talking about political and social issues and having a journalist actually write a story about certain issues that the community is hurting from or not getting the type of services that they need,
Mm-hmm.
how are you educating the people?
How you
You're
educate the
not. You're
people?
not helping. All you're doing is putting out pictures. Did they have a lot of religious stories or anything? Because see, here on this paper, they do a lot of ads. Churches do ads, and then they do a few stories on religious people and stuff like that
I
too.
I didn't see a lot of things on religious people. Only uh people and stuff, older folks who were there who have been in Jackson for a long period of time, and they just decided to write something about this personal things about them, how where they got educated at, where they went to school at, what research and stuff that they were doing. They have one guy and stuff. He did a lot of work overseas and African countries and stuff and everything, and they had him sitting there, and they had a picture of him and his friends sitting down there talking together and everything, and they just said this guy has been dealing with stuff for things that was had to do with the human over there in Africa and stuff, and their country over Africa, and how and he was on this board over there in Africa, and they tried to help people over there to get food and stuff and everything and stuff for them, stuff like that. And he had a daughter and stuff, and she used to be the mayor of East Point, Georgia, and just generic stuff instead of putting something in there that people can look at and they're aware and stuff of what the heck going on. Because most of the time, Ted, if we are not made aware of the things that's going to affect us in a financial manner, then we're going to stay out there lost. Or maybe the people in the know and everything just told them, hey, you can't put nothing in that newspaper. If you do and stuff, we're going to shut you down. That could be. I don't know. Because
Well,
that does.
I just looked it up. The population is over 140,000,
In
which
Jackson,
makes
yeah.
it not of a large, but it's not a small city.
Mm-mm.
A small
And
city is like
and it's mostly black in the city of Jackson.
so. So 143,000 people is 143,000 people is a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's probably more like 50% black, if not larger,
That's 80% black.
80%. So there
Mm-hmm.
you go. So if you're talking about that, they should have a circulation of 30, 40,000 circulation or more. Because we're talking surrounding areas, suburban areas, black people live there, not necessarily in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you're not talking about issues, maybe the reason why they're still in existence is because they're not talking about issues.
And that's what I just said. Maybe they were told that if they want to stay in business and stuff. They don't inform the folks and stuff publicly about what's going on. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I
Well,
don't
if
know.
you have a mayor who's black
Right,
and you don't have a reporter that's talking about what's going on in the city,
right.
that's a problem.
You should think there would be. And what's going on in the city council? Who are your aldermen and stuff and everything, and what they have going on and stuff in the neighborhood. Uh, Issues and stuff and everything that affect them personally. I would think. I don't know. That's just my quick view. I'm going to
And
give them.
I'm sure I've been to Jackson one time. And the time I went, I had a nice time, bro. And that was in 1969.
Mm-hmm.
I was only a teenager then.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with my stepdad. And he said, here's the car. Do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I started riding around. I didn't know no better. I'm in Mississippi. And he was doing what he was doing, and his brother, my uncle Johnny, they riding around, they just dropped off and they was just seeing their relatives and stuff. He took me around for a minute and then told me do what you want to do. So we came up in a Riviera Buick.
Buick Riviera. Okay.
And
Two door.
I'm cruising. I run into this area and I don't even know what it was called, but in that area, bro, they had like 4 nightclubs in that one little spot. And I'm a party animal. I'm by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into each one of them, hey, and I'm like Pittsburgh Slim or whatever his name was, the pimp.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody in here like me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I went to enough of it. Next thing I know, I pulled this one little girl out there, cute as a pie. So I'm just saying, that I enjoyed it, man. It was nice. I mean, the little part I knew, I'm sure they had their issues, obviously, because
Oh, they
when
do.
he showed me some areas in Mississippi, man, it was a lot of people back then. They were still living in them shotgun houses and
Absolutely.
all that stuff. But there were areas in Jacksonville because there was a big family reunion. That's what we went to, and everybody came up and greeted me and all that, and met a lot of people, and stuff. But man, I'm telling you, bro, that was really exciting. I mean, the people were nice, all of that. That was in 1969, though. I don't know what it's
Mm-hmm.
like now.
Mm-hmm. Well, in 1969, you took your life in your hands then, because riding around Jackson and stuff, there was areas there in Jackson in 1969, brother, that you couldn't be in. And you drive down through them areas, you would know, because it was nice and clean, quiet, and they had the plantation type homes and stuff and everything with the big pillars and stuff in front of them. You better not be caught over there, unless you were going someplace right quick and getting back out, or you got arrested, beat up, or hung. Now, most of our listeners and stuff, Ted, won't understand this, but in the middle and the early 60s and stuff, if you went down into Mississippi and you crossed that Mason-Dixon line, it was a whole different world. Whole different world. You had to get up if you riding the bus, because I was on the bus, and I was hard headed because I'm still young and dumb. I'm sitting at the front of the bus, and the bus driver driving. And he crossed that Mason-Dixon line, and he started driving the bus and everything. And he didn't say nothing to me. But as the folks got on that bus, they all looked at me and said, "He don't know what he doing." Man, you saw the movie In the Heat of the Night when Sidney Poitier was sitting at the train station and he was the only one there after dark. And the police came through there and hollered at him and called him the N word. What he doing there? Well, I got my bus transferred me from St. Louis. I went all the way to Tupelo, Mississippi. I had to transfer from Tupelo to get on the bus to go down to Columbus, and I had to wait on the bus. And I guarantee you, Ted, that bus station looked just like what Sidney Poitier was in when he had that movie In the Heat of the Night. And you talking about a scared young man after I got off that bus. Because I was going down to see my grandmother. She lived in Columbus, Mississippi. Oh, man.
What year was that, Ed?
It was an experience, man.
What year was that?
68. 68. I went down there to see my grandmother. I was getting ready to go off to college and I needed some I wanted to ask her to give me some money so I can go to school and to visit her for a while. Let her know I would get out of school and I was getting ready to go off to college. So it was an experience, man. Yeah, people just there's some things and stuff, Ted, that went on, man, that is unbelievable. I'm telling you, the racism was just unheard of. And what we are seeing and stuff now, as far and that's why I can give the people in the Jackson Advocate a little break there and everything, because they take their lives and stuff, man, and put it in jeopardy, I guess, if they do something that the white folks and stuff down there in Mississippi don't like, or in Alabama. Their lives are put in danger because these folks don't say it outright and stuff now like they did back in the 60s, where they just come right out and tell you or whatever what's going on. They done took the sheets off and everything and they got their suits on, but they still know how to threaten you. And I'm pretty sure that's probably what's going on there at the Jackson Advocate. That's probably why they can't put those hard hitting items and stuff in there. They have to be just a mild mannered newspaper and stuff just to get by if they want to stay in business. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it seems like I don't know, man. You know, I have a problem that this stuff have carried on for so many years,
And it's still going on under the cover. Go
well,
ahead.
what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get to is, I have a problem with these people who call themselves Christians, and it's their right. I guess you can say that because you know we live in a free country, that they don't want black folks around them. And the one thing that black folks have not realized, why you give your money to these white folks when they don't want, only thing they want you to do is spend your money on, and then leave. They don't want you to be, they don't want to include you in anything. I saw a documentary on Mississippi, or was it, I don't know if it was Mississippi or Alabama, but they were saying that they have so segregated and gerrymandered certain parts of the city where they don't even have a representative the way they got it set up. And that's taxation without representation. And then when they try to get some type of funding from the government or the state or federal, they don't get it. So the point is, I'm trying to figure out, say now, what is going on here? They are allowing these people to hate. Now, is that really hate or what is it? I don't know, because see, I can't judge people on what's in their heart, but we can judge people by their actions. So to me, that's hate. Now I can understand, just like they probably don't like uh, some of the white folks that they're around, and they either ignore them or try to get rid of them or get them out of their neighborhoods or whatever. Well, what they're doing is like black folks is like everybody else. You got some good black folks and you got some bad black folks. When I mean bad, I'm talking about people that's going to do some harm. That might steal or whatever, be violent. Well, white folks is the same way. So what is the how can you go to church every day, every Sunday, and call yourself worshiping God, and if a black person walk in that church, he might be told you're not welcome here. So this is my problem there, because I know for a fact if a white person walked in a black church, he's gonna be welcome. So I don't understand it, bro. And to me, I heard some white guy talking about, because we trying to get DEI or we're trying to get inclusion or we're trying to get equality. They call it equity, but it's really equality. And talking about, well, we do just like Jesus, they ain't got no business being there. What he said, just close the door on them and stomp your feet and shake it off your feet. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to be welcoming. You're supposed to be welcoming people and greeting them with love and respect.
Martin Luther King, when he was alive, said that the most segregated day of the week is on Sunday. Black folks go to their church, white folks go to their church. That's it. That's understood. And here in the South, Ted, it is understood. And I have family members who've been living in Mississippi most of their lives. But they understand and stuff that Mr. Charlie is the man. We don't buck him. You don't buck Mr. Charlie. You don't. That's it's understood. You can raise all the sand you want, but you don't buck Mr. Charlie. If you don't want you to get nowhere, you're not going to get anywhere because that's where they get their money from. They go to him to get their money. And in some towns and stuff there in Mississippi, Ted, that's the way it is. That they Mr. Man, he was daddy and then his granddaddy and the great great granddaddy before that who had slaves. They still run those towns. You have to go to them if you want something done. And if the white man says okay, you can get it done. If he says no, you are not going to get it done. It's understood. Nobody says anything about it.
Is that what's going on right now?
Yep. As we speak. as we speak, that's what's going on.
They want
I
every
I
minority to
I
be in their place.
I just came from Yazoo City, where my wife father has some property, and we have to go to Mr. Charlie to get the property straightened out.
Mr. Charlie.
Mr. Charlie. That ain't his name, but
I
we
know
might
that's a
call
metaphor.
him Mr. That's a metaphor, Mr. Charlie. We had to go to him. We had to walk up in there and say, "Hey, we got a problem here." And most of the time, since he know you an outsider, he's not going to treat you like he does the rest of them folks. And I'm sitting up there in the county assessor's office. Old Quint Carter, he's the county assessor. Hey, Quint, how you doing? He shook his hand. I need this done. And he said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "We having a problem here with my wife's uncle. He trying to take his brother's property, and it belongs to my wife." And so he said, "Well, this is what you do." He said, "You go down and see Mr. Biles or whoever he is and everything. He the only attorney in town." He kept Mr. White Man. He the only attorney in town, and if he want to, he'll help you to get on through.
So you had to go walk over there to him.
No, my wife said you going to Pocahontas, which is in Hinds County, where her other family members on her mother's side is, and because three of them on that side of the family are attorneys who are licensed in the state of Mississippi. So you can go to her folks and get an attorney and stuff with them because you know that the old man, Mr. Whoever he is, his daddy and daddy before that was a person that her dad and her grandfather went to if they wanted some money. They didn't go to the bank. They went to Mr. Whoever he was, Mr. Lyles, or whatever that man's name was. I forget his name. If they wanted some money, and they had to put their mark. You give them that money, and they put their mark on the contract. Make your mark. Because he couldn't read and write. Because at certain times of the year, you couldn't go to school. You had to, it was time to plant that cotton. And then when it came up time to pick the cotton, the kids had to leave out of school and go pick that cotton. They didn't care. If your offspring didn't go out there, Mr. Charlie show up at your house and find out why the junior ain't out there in that cotton field. And if they happen to have their own cotton field, everything they got to plant the cotton belonged to Mr. Man at the general store. So you had to go to him and get some credit to get all your things you
This
needed.
is it.
What?
This is in Mississippi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You had to go to him to get your seeds, you had all your stuff you need, fertilizer, whatever you need, go to him, put your mark. And then when your crop came in, you had to go to him so he can, because he owned the cotton gin and he weighed your cotton up. And if you told him you had 10,000 pounds of cotton and Mr. Man said, "No, you only had 9,000," that was it. You can't argue with him. And he gonna pay you whatever he want to pay you for your cotton, and then you got to pay up your bill for all the stuff that you got from him, your food, your cornmeal, your flour, whatever you bought from him, and everything, you had to get that and pay him for all that. And then most of the time, when it came time to plant again, you had to go back to him, and most of the time you didn't
Let's
have no
take that
money.
right now today.
Yes, sir.
Is that what's going on today?
Yes, sir.
These billionaires, millionaires,
Well,
they
there's a
can't
few
put
black.
their money where they want to put it.
There are a few black folks over there who do have money, but they have gotten the money and stuff because they have slid through, and they keep their head down, and they don't create no problems at all, and they keep sliding their money and they hiding it or whatever they need to do. Or one of their family members who done moved up north, who got a lot of money and stuff, they'll send that money down there to they folks down there in Mississippi, and then they'll go out, and they, as long as they got their money, Mr. Man got to let them have what they want then. And a lot of them have done that. Their family members who don't live there send money back. That's how they get their money.
This is reality, folks.
This is reality. And I ain't told you the worst thing. While we up in there, they had these guys walking in. They weren't chained up, but they had them uniforms on, green and white stripes uniform, with prisoner on the back. All of them black. Wasn't a white person in there. Every last one of them was black. They had to go to work. Leave them out of prison, go to work. Mississippi is one of the states here in the union that still have debtor's prison. You don't pay your debt, they will lock you up in their prison. You don't pay Mr. Charlie, you going to jail. Ain't but a very few of those states who still have that law. They got it. You owe the man, you don't pay him, you going to jail. Anyway, Ted, what's your final word, man? We way over. You can't even say anything now. You're lost for words.
I mean,
What I
you
just said.
live.
What I just
live
said,
stuff that I have read about.
Ted.
And what I'm saying is, here's the thing, bro. When you think about it, this is why. This is why we can't make it. We're not going to make it on a grand scale. No matter what. So I was talking to somebody today, and Quincy left $71 million to all 7 of his children. Each one of them got $71 million. Richard Pryor left $5 million for each one of his children. Despite their lifestyle, what they did, whatever, they left at least a certain lifestyle, a better lifestyle than they came up with. Now, $5 million is not a lot of money, but you know what?
It's a good start.
That's a good start. $71 million, a lot of money.
Damn good start.
You can get you a house, pay for it cash.
It's up to them what they want to do with it now, how they want to invest it and let it build something. But they can blow 71 million quick now if they don't do it right.
So
most of us and stuff, we will get nigga rich. And this is all over. They're gonna last forever, but it's not. Anyway, Ted. Oh man. Most of the things I just told you, Ted, ain't because somebody done told me this. I done saw it. I'm sitting over there. And the sad part about that whole thing, Ted, is that you have to be careful of your own folks
What?
because they will go back and tell Mr. Charlie what you doing.
Mm.
If you trying to do something and get something done and he don't know about it, they gonna go tell him. So and so doing this, Mr. Charlie. They're gonna find out. They're gonna tell. So you don't know who to trust. You don't know who to trust. And if the man likes your daughter, he will get her.
What? That's going on now?
Oh yeah.
I have no words.
If
I
he
have no
if he
words.
if he likes your daughter and he comes to you and tell you, well, I sure like so and so and so, that he will get her. You better not open your mouth. Anyway, people, we had a decent time here, and we got a lot to do. And I'm hoping and praying that something gonna change here. And Ted, the reason why the churches and stuff is doing that is because your buddy up there and who's getting ready to walk into the White House is using the same tactics and stuff that these folks and stuff use down there. They
That's
will
correct.
call you up and threaten you.
That's correct.
They will threaten you. You will get a call. I'm gonna blow your house up. I'm gonna do this to you. It's a threat. You don't know if it's true or not, but they got a nerve to do that. And they will do that to their own people, their own Republicans.
That's
Now,
correct.
so anyway, people, we need to look out, be aware that see you guys tomorrow. Bye.